Hello everybody, this is Bench85. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 22 here. I'm Westby, and I think we want to start out today doing a little bit of an experiment. I want to figure out some things, how they work. You can actually hide. That's interesting. Apparently I walked into it too. I don't think this guy has anything to do with it. So, I want to test some things here. I want to get ourselves a couple of calves. Just start out with like an easy dozen of them. $3,000. Alright. So now here's the question. We go here. Shows that we don't have food, right? Oops. So if we go to manage this, then we change this to distributing. Will it distribute into here? That's my question. Because if it doesn't, we might have an issue here. There's a spawn point right here for feed to get in, right? Let me just open this. Oh, it shows them out here. Oh, they're itty bitty ones. Well, it's entirely possible then. This has nowhere to go at the moment. I don't think. Oh, it is still going up. Okay, so it's still running. So I guess we'll have to basically just kind of hang out for a little bit here and just see what happens. I get up, start moving around. It's a pretty good little... That's not good. And I'm pretty sure the unload point is in here. Or at least I thought it would be. Oh yeah, that one's not running. Ah. So if we hit storing, it's still going up. It was under spawning. There's a good chance we may end up losing these animals if we can't figure out a way to get some feed in for them. Well, it says no fence, but there's definitely a fenced-in area out here. Oh, they even sound like calves. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out something, I guess, because something here isn't working quite right, and I'm not exactly sure what the solution is at this point. I can't climb the ladder, right? I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But the other thing I think I want to do, been thinking about this for a little while, ever since the last episode, I think we want to purchase this tract of land here. So I think we want to kind of dig it in, and we'll probably have a field up here, this whole bit here, and then probably put something here. But I think it's the right move. Still got 72,000 to work with. But I'm going to start digging up those fields, and I'm going to see if I can figure something out here with these animals. So I'll meet you guys back if I figure something out. What do we got here? 20 horsepower. This thing doesn't have an engine. It's just a simple wheelbarrow. It's got a variable transmission. It's got 500 kilowatts of electric power. Yeah, let's get it. What do we need a wheelbarrow for, guys? I want to try something here. We're going to try to get some feed over to the... You actually got to start the engine first. Feed to these animals. And I think I have a way of doing it. Look at that. It drives around just like a vehicle. This is kind of strange. But the down tubes, the chutes for the silos come to the inside here. So I'm hoping that I can just kind of like... Oop, mind the corner. Nope. This thing's hard to steer. I'm assuming... Yeah, it says start filling. And there's our grass silage. Sweet. So we can fill this up, and we have 500 liters. And then we can dump it into there. Perfect. Just like that, we can start feeding the animals. 500 units at a time. Yep, there it is. Base food is filling up. So I'm hoping that the health of the animals will come up if they start eating from it. That's the way it was in the base game. So let's see here. If we fill this, I probably should have emptied that before. Yeah, there we go. So if we start filling it, it fills up, keeps emptying. Yeah, we just kind of got to go through this process, and I can feed stuff out. So we could do that with corn silage as well, and we would be okay for feeding the animals over here. Yeah, this is going to take a while, isn't it? The only downside is we only have 2 silos here, right? So we could do this with the haylage, we could do this with the corn silage. We still need CCM, which I guess we could put elsewhere and bring in if we needed to. And then also we need the hay bales, so we're going to have to bring hay bales over in order to feed everything. So I'm hoping that we can just feed the haylage here. Maybe get it somewhere around 10,000 units, I would say. I'm hoping we can feed the haylage. The health will come up. It says 40%, so maybe we can utilize it at 40% health. I would be okay with that. It's just young stock. They're just growing up. But like I said, we're just kind of testing this out, feeling this whole system out, right? Maize Plus definitely put some changes in with the animals here, so we'll have to see here. So we got 500 in the wheelbarrow, so if we can time it right. And how'd we end up? 9,700 units. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so back to digging over here. Hoping just kind of clean up the grass here like this, and then we can utilize all the already plowed ground here, and everything will be hunky-dory and ready to go. At least that's the hope. I'm using the disc harrow for this. I know it's not as wide, but it definitely pulls better. The other one takes up more room, but because of that it pulls harder, and it definitely will slow down, especially up and down these hills. So I find it easier to just dig it with the disc harrow here. Not a big deal. Kind of see where we made a path up and around there, but this will be a nice big field for us to do. Unfortunately, the rain's coming in, so at some point here we're gonna have to shut down from digging and let the rain fall, and then get back to what we're doing. Not a big deal, but this should be the last field that we buy for this season, just because, well, we don't have the greatest amount of cash right now, and I'm getting concerned that we might have too much land for the equipment that we have. Like, even at 6-day months, we may start running out of time, especially at 6x speed. I'm hoping that's not the case, but I guess we'll find out. Luckily with Maize Plus, the crops I think push into the winter time a little bit more. Like the corn especially will just continue on and stay harvestable into the winter months, so that if we have to, we can harvest stuff when winter's coming through, which is definitely realistic. There, got that corner figured out. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how much time we're allowed. Alright, so as you can see, after dealing with all of the fields that we've been working on, we are out of money. We have 700, yep, 14 bales, $770, and unfortunately it costs a lot of money to hire stuff, because the course play people that you hire also keep up with the maintenance. So all of a sudden you hire somebody and you got $10,000-$15,000 that gets spent. But I was looking around and I figured out we can sell bales. There is a spot on the map for it. So we're going to grab a load of bales and see how much they sell for. I'm hoping it's a decent amount. If it's not, we might be in trouble. But we definitely have bales to I don't know if I'd really say waste. We have a lot of extra bales to work with right now, just because we're not feeding them to animals yet. We do have to have some sort of stockpile going into the winter, but 174 or 76, whichever it is, bales is way more than we have. But right over here, there is a bale sales point over by the co-op. It's something that I kind of found just kind of clicking around and stuff. So I'm kind of curious how much it's worth. You can see that's the other problem I have. You notice the little sections here that aren't planted when they should be? Well, it turns out that not digging them was a mistake, because it did not count as digging them up, so they weren't plantable areas. It looks like it planted. It does the graphics for planting, but it doesn't work. So I'm going to have to run through it all and dig it all up again. Which sucks. But like I said, we need some money, otherwise we won't be able to get anywhere. The other field's getting rolled right now too, so the one that's on the back side of the trees, so not a big deal. But as you can see, there's rain in the forecast again for today. It is the 5th day of July, We only have one more day to get that stuff planted, because soybeans are only plantable through July. The other thing we could plant that I considered was canola. That the season for planting just opened up because it's an overwinter crop. But that would mean we would have to reconfigure our planter for it, we'd have to get seed for it, and we don't have the money for that, but we have the soybean seed. So I figured getting the soybean seed would be the better option. Or not, we don't have to buy seed. We'll just use what we have. Now, obviously we're going to have to buy some wheat seeds for these fields up here because I don't have wheat. I have oats seeds, and we'll probably put in some oats next year because we can utilize it. It gives us a little diversity in what we're planting and growing and all that kind of stuff. But yep, this guy's still rolling, still doing a good job. The other guy should continue, right? Oh wait, no. When you click off of it, the cruise control doesn't stay going. I forgot about that. Alright, let's continue off here. Soybeans over there are looking good. I don't think we're going to get around to spraying anything this year. I don't have the cash for it. And I don't know if I have the time for it. We're spending so much time digging up this new land that it doesn't work out, you know. But we'll hopefully be better equipped next year to tackle all this land as we start pushing for animals and stuff like that. And I'm hoping if I got everything set up properly and I know how things work, that we can get some actual full-grown dairy animals that are 2 years old so that they can start calving out and we can start generating milk. That's the hope, right? But we have to get our 4 food items. We have to have our haylage, which we have. We have to get our corn silage, which we have to wait for the corn to grow up far enough to get corn silage. We have to get our CCM, our corn cob meal. And we need our soybeans, which we're growing, but we gotta harvest them. And we're not gonna need a huge amount of soy, but it's gonna be required in that recipe that we set up. So unfortunately there's nothing more we can do about it, right? So here we are at the co-op. I'm guessing it's gonna be in the back corner. Yep. I see a trigger point back by this tiny little shed. So probably have to turn it around. Kind of a cool view. Alright, let's set the deck up to dump it. Should probably get these bales sold before it rains, because, you know, they'll probably pay less if we have wet bales. It just started raining. Well, better get those sold. So we got $18,000, now almost 19. Well, with the environmental score reward, we've got $19,000 out of that. That's pretty good. Ooh, we actually got thunder and lightning too. I wanted to check back here, because there's a set of silos back here that have a drop point. There's no elevator like going over to... Oh, it's like being built right now. Well, that's interesting. Oh, so it's a work in progress. So maybe they don't have the elevator set up. Because you can see on this one, they've got the pan, and then they've got the elevator that goes up, and it goes to the other sections. That's interesting. Oh yeah, I even see the little leg for the dryer up there. Alright, this guy, we're going to have to let him line up for the next path here, but we should shut him down because shouldn't be working out in the rain, especially rolling the the dirt would all become mud and would stick to the rollers like crazy, and it just wouldn't be good. So we're going to let them get set up here. There we go. Unhire him, shut him down, and we'll just let the tractor sit here for now. Oh, quick save. Had to be a quick save. Alright, so you can see the feed hasn't gone down a huge amount, but the health hasn't gone up, which kind of has me worried. I'm not sure if this is working. And we do have the mod on here that can remove things, so not a good thing for us if we have animals get killed. While we're waiting here, while we got time, I'm thinking about actually getting this cultivating set up here for Field 89. It's a contract, so it would give us a little extra money. Obviously, we're going to have to dig that section of 87 as well, because we found out in 86 that it does not plant things properly, and that's an issue. But I've got a long drive back from the co-op, and it is raining, so I think we're going to have to come back in a little bit while things are going, are actually being worked in the fields. Well, here we are in the nighttime. I usually don't run nighttime video because it is so dark. Oh look, you can see the windmill in the background. That's cool. All the lines from all of our Courseplay stuff is interesting. So it is nighttime. It is July 6th, or is the 6th day of July. We are finishing up the last little bit. Please ignore that section there because something went wrong with the Courseplay stuff and he decided to dig up that section. So I'm not going to run the roller through there because I'm pretty sure I'm going to run stuff over. But it'll be still doable. But you can see here we've got a lot of corn, we've got a lot of soybeans. We've got a lot of land that's going to be harvested here coming up. You can see here health has not gone up at all. That has me worried. We're going to probably have to get some more feeds over there. We're going to have to get bales. We're going to have to get corn silage. Although the hay bales might go into base food. Or it could go into roughage. I'm not sure which one. Probably have to look that up in the notes because that is going to set up differently than he's almost done. It's going to set up differently than the mixes that we made, simply because I adjusted the mixes to take certain things, and if we get that 100% like within the parameters, then it'll dump the entire amount and it'll go into all four evenly, all four categories. Here we are. It is almost 10 o'clock at night, but we are done. The reason it's getting done in the center there is because in order to speedy things up, I had to start him out halfway through where he had planted. The planter was coming from the backside of the field to the road. This guy was rolling from the road to the backside, so I just kind of had to like skip ahead to where he had already planted, finish the backside of the field, and then come back and do the finish or the front side when he was done planting it. So not a big deal. But we lights off. Trying to find the blinky blinkies. Not this key, not that key. It is dark though. It is very dark. Yeah, probably turn on some of these lights. Oh, that's just the rear lights. And then there was the corners. So those turn signals. High beams, low beams, all that good stuff. Oh, that's right. This tractor doesn't have the beacon on top, does it? So we can't do beacons. Never mind then. No big deal. But here we are. It is home. It is time to pack things up for the night. Oops. Let's get all the lights on. There we go. I would say put the equipment away in the morning. But let's sleep our way through. We're going to head into August. Rain for a moment. Oh, we are $20,000 in the hole. For a lot of loan interest. That is interesting. I feel like we should have got more income. Huh. That is weird. Well, we're going to have to try to repay stuff so that we don't have payments so high. Yeah, we only got $20,000. Oh, that was contract income. Where is property income? $28,000. That doesn't seem right. That should be more. I don't think we're getting the full rates that we're supposed to get. Well, soybeans are growing. So with it being August, yeah, that still hasn't changed. We still have 12 animals. That's a plus. None of them have died, but they're still sitting at 0% health. So I have a feeling they're going to die off at some point, which is not a good thing. Well, I suppose we can put some stuff away here. Let's see, growth. Those are doing pretty good. I don't think the corn is going to be ready to chop until probably September. I'm guessing that's when we can start taking corn silage off. Let's see here. It looks dry though. That's odd. Like, there should be more green to it. It looks dry. It looks like it's not getting the water that it needs, but I believe it's a retexture a little bit for Maize Plus. So, not a big deal, right? Yeah, I was thinking too, if we want to process silage and get silage over here, we could utilize all these bays too. If we are concerned about wintertime bunker stuff. But yeah, you can see here canola is just starting to be plantable, which we weren't going to do. Potatoes and sorghum is harvestable right now, but we're not doing that. But we have to wait till October 1st in order to properly harvest things. So I'm guessing that September will be about the time that corn will be choppable, because it should be like its final stages of growing, if I had to take a guess. But yeah, we're gonna have to see if these bunkers work. From what I can tell, they will. That hay looks like it could be, yeah, it's listed as ready to harvest. I mean, we could knock it down, mow it, and it would probably give enough time for a third crop to come around. Third crop is something that we do around here generally. Obviously, your first crop is going to be your best crop, and then second is not as good, and third is usually your worst. I know some places would even do 4, but that's just crazy. We never did 4. But the quality of the material too was very different. First crop is tall, so it's got very coarse types stems, and I want to say the protein levels of the first crop were much lower compared to, oh, I hit the combine head there, just kind of back her into place. Whereas the second and third crop are much higher protein levels. It's also a little bit more palatable because it wasn't quite so coarse of stems. It was actually a softer type of hay. But the struggle then was second and third crop generally had a little more moisture in them because the stems were not as dried out and all that good stuff. Plus, you know, later in the season it gets a little harder to I suppose we can open those up. It gets a little harder to dry things because you don't have the hot sun, you don't have all that stuff. This is still processing. We've got 43,000 units of grass silage in there. So we could top that off and just let it continue processing, but I think we're going to have to try to get in the bunkers. Like, we are going to need bunkers full of feed. There's no, you know, ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's something we're going to have to do. As much as I don't like it. So, yeah, I think we're just going to head off and mow those fields. We could probably mow those two. Well, no, we should probably just mow all of it. Knock it all down. And then we'll chop what we need and then bale up anything that's left over. I think will be the smart move. Hey, there's a flagpole there. Let's not knock down the flagpole. Preferably. But the big question is going to be, do those bunkers accept our silage? And that is a question that I do not know the answer to yet. I'm going to have to look into it. Make sure that we set our windrower to the proper thing so that we don't have to worry about using the tedder for anything. Oh, look at that. The weather looks really good for August, so we should be good cutting hay. Probably should have checked that before I started cutting, but that'll just mean we can just spend a day, cut everything down, and then worry about chopping and baling and stuff the following day or two, depending on how long it takes. I'm kind of curious if Courseplay will let me work with the chopper and like running wagons and stuff. I haven't done it too much yet, so I might have to take a stab at that and see what happens. I just don't know how much it actually recognizes and how smart it is. We'll have to see. But yeah, this is not a big deal. This is all fields that I've cut before and just process it like we've been doing, right? But I think with that, I'm actually going to wrap things up here. I'm going to finish up this episode. Next time we'll have to see if the bunker silos work, see if we can get stuff set up. Oh look, it's missing stuff like it always does. It's the only downside to a rear mounted mower like that. Oh look, it missed another section. Alright, not a big deal. But yeah, I'm gonna mow this and we'll come back next time and see if our bunker silos work. And I'm very curious because I haven't changed anything yet, but I think they will work. But I've heard that before. So with that, guys, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it very much. And until next time, as always, take it easy.